providing business solutions rather than just keeping the lights on.
Thank you. My next question is to Mr. Vipul. Mr. Anand, you have seen profits stress within your own organization. With global connectivity and trade competitiveness, industry has to cut costs, boost revenues, improve efficiency, innovate new products and services to survive.
The company. So all these things needs to be taken care in the coming years, and I think it is going to grow only. It's not going to come down. So everybody wants personalization. Everybody wants that. Okay, the chatbot or the technology or the app should know, okay, who I am, what I do, okay, and what is my behavior.
Great, Mr. Mehta. Vipul, when the technology is changing so fast, the major issue being faced by CIOs are skill development for adoption of new technologies. And you are, to some extent, you are in that area. So, how are you empowering your organization to address these challenges?
I think it's a very valid point that to be a successful CIO, you have to have the right people, the right skills in place. Whether it is in your in-house team or it is in your outsourced or external team, whether it is with you or with the OEM or the partner. Because a small mistake in putting the wrong skill to do the right task will actually spoil the task. So therefore, I in person am very particular about the skill development in my teams. Whether in my present organization where I am or in my past organization, Aditya Birla Group, where we were pioneers in bringing the millennials in our team. And what we used to do specifically in IT, we used to induct fresh blood. Because India is blessed by having a lot of young engineers, English speaking, hard working, laborious, low cost engineers. So you have to actually capitalize on these resources. And therefore, no matter you would be having old timers in your team who are actually, as rightly mentioned, running the lights on, keeping the lights on, and who would say that they are the people who are running the IT show. But in ensuring full respect to that old team, old timers, you have to induct fresh blood. And this fresh blood, if inducted and if groomed in the right manner, will do wonders. For example, in my organization, we have created SAP Center of Excellence, where we would be having some 100 plus SAP resources working for our captive needs. And all these resources, this Center of Excellence is inducted every year with 21 fresh engineers. It's a policy, every year 21 fresh engineers. And likewise in the area of analytics, likewise in the area of mobility. Having said this, the skills, if they are not available at the right time, or if they are not also educated or trained in the technology at the right time, can also spoil your plans on technology enablement. So therefore, CIO's task has been talked about, many other tasks we all mentioned. This is yet another task that you have to keep the right skills at the right time, at the right place, at the lowest cost available. Because I have to proceed somewhere. Coming back to your question, cutting the cost is the need of hour today, globally, not only in India. And all the business entrepreneurs, right from the small businesses to medium businesses to large businesses, everyone is looking towards technology to help them to reduce the cost. Because they have been seeing the impact of technology on the social economic system running around the human beings. You take any sector, technology has penetrated in a big way. Take example of today's events sponsors, cloud. By adoption of cloud, organizations have been able to reduce the cost of capex which they used to invest to put their server systems, data centers and so on and so forth. Therefore, to address the question, the need of the hour for a CIO, number one priority is security, of course, which my fellow colleagues are going to talk, but the second important priority is how do you help the business to reduce the cost. And therefore, CIOs have to keep a hat of not only being a technical guy but also a commercial guy in each and every decision they take. whether it is a process optimization like Mr. Mehta ji was mentioning about, or it is an application deployment, or it is touching the customer. You have to bring technology in a way that it will reduce the cost. Apart from cost, what is the other aspect which businesses are looking for and which is impacting the cost is how do you ensure the business user delight, whether it is your internal user or your external user. Because many times organizations are investing cost, investing money just to ensure this delight. Take an example of internal customer, employee. You invest in an HR application because you want your employees to be happy and satisfied. So CIO can play a role to reduce the cost of that employee delight and
the rate of change that we see. And that's the rate of understanding, upskilling and performance that needs to be delivered by CIOs if they need to be delivered. And we've been talking about that we have to add, like 10 years back we talked that we have to add business value. We have to be enablers. I think those differences or definitions will further undergo a change. And as one of the panelists said that every company is a technology company. You cannot differentiate that I'm an aviation, I'm sales and distribution, I'm into FMCG or I'm into services. Technology is your DNA. Technology is your backbone. And in that way, you will no longer be CIOs, you will be business leaders. You have to have business sense and business delivery objectives. And very soon, and in fact today also, chief transformation officers or digital officers or innovation officers have P&L targets. Yes. So that's today. And those lines will diminish, those lines will blur. It just will be, IT folks will be commercial heads, commercial delivery objectives. So that's how the upskilling, the change in mindset, psychological as well as physiological not in any other term, but it is the skills that you carry. And those are how the CIOs will have to transform.
I think Mr. Potter, I was looking for something else. You know that, say, a long time back or maybe a decade back, you know, people were having a big IT teams. Software developments were being carried out in-house. Maintenance was being carried out in-house. But slowly and slowly looking to the skill development, which is a real challenge. It is not easy to go for a skill development or transformation of a person. No, people started that many times there are issues that manpower is not there available for the maintenance of the issues, or he is not capable enough to learn the new technologies. People have started migrating towards the packaged software, okay, be it ERP or any other things. So that support is available, the standard processes are there and all. But still, a lot of other challenges are there. The maintenance of IT, hardware, the maintenance of your networking, the maintenance of security, providing the security, and on top of that, as I said earlier, that these business leaders are becoming aware of newer and newer technologies and their benefits. And they come back and call the CIO and they say, no, I want this to be adopted immediately. Now, can a CIO create a platform, can it generate the skill within a short period of time, say a month or 2 months time? Probably, I think it is not possible. So what I was indicating, and many of people are going towards outsourcing. So my question was, what about outsourcing? Earlier, a decade back, people were not preferring outsourcing of services.
So, okay, let me rephrase my answer. One is whether it is outsourcing or insourcing. It's like a sine. You outsource it, then the cost of outsourcing goes beyond, then you start insourcing it. So it's going to be a cycle. But fundamentally, when we talk about commodity like network management, desktop management, your compute platform management, it's a commodity. You don't need to be managing it. It is to be managed by experts. And there are companies who do this as a line of business. So they are providers. So you just buy that quantum. You want to buy storage, you want to buy compute, you buy it. In fact, the networks, again, is going to go transmission. Your MPLS and point-to-point is going to be history. In It's all going to be software defined. The quality of service is increasing. So you're not bothered about these elements because these are being done by the telcos, the data center operators. So they will bring you. And in fact, today companies have stopped buying capital equipment. They take it as a service because they don't want to be bothered with the maintenance and the manpower required to it. It's all as a service. And then even OEMs are gearing up and they do a replacement. They also don't need to send a person across. They just send a replacement asset. The old one is sent out and then it could be refreshed and sent across. Outsourcing would happen in niche skill areas. Niche will also go through a cycle of commoditization. Once it gets commoditized, it's available, it's freely available. And there will be certain other niche which will come up. The delivery which I talked about, which takes typically months in our setup today, is going to shrink down things. And that's reality. So that's what my mind, what I think and I am looking at it. Outsourcing is needed, it's done. It's like you have facility management, you need to have facility management for IT setup.
Well, anybody else want to comment on this?
See, the model what we have adopted and I have been adopting for the last 15 years, ever since I became CIO, is that to outsource the maintenance activities. Okay, so facilities management was the first I think we started long back. And now also on the niche skills which are required and which are required, short-lived skills, there is no need to have them. So what model I adopt in my company is that we keep the brain power inside. Okay, so obviously, like for example, Vipul gave me an example of 100 SAP consultants. So my model is different. So what we have done is that we have specialized subject matter expertise for each module. One or two guys who takes care of the configuration of the application. Okay, the rest of the work is outsourced to, because it's a factory. Okay, so you have basis people, you have ABAPers, okay, so don't need to have those people inside. Okay. So what we need to take care of, what we need to protect about company is the processes. So there's somebody who understands the processes. Again, coming back to the experiences of the old people who are there in the company, so they understand our processes. So those people are the subject matter expert, and they also understand the technology. They are the best people to have for configuration of the application, and so that's what my take is on the.
But what about the project management? Because each services, when you are outsourcing, whether it is a security area is there or the software maintenance support is there or anything. No, you have to manage the things, and it is not easy to manage the rather sometimes you may feel, "Arey yaar, itna time le raha hai, ye to main नहीं कर देता."
No, that's the reason we have, like for infrastructure also, we have outsourced our infrastructure to a third party, so there are around 200 plus people. But then I have a team to manage. So I don't keep 120 people or 200 people. I keep only 4 or 5 people to manage those things, who understand, who cannot be fool anybody in the company in that way. So that's all.
Not only for IT, not only for IT, even the ITS section also, like in our case, we are outsourcing couple of testing, manual testing also to the different companies, those who are expert in that, right, or the software development, as well as the non-functional testing. So these are the, the expert, organizations are there. So we take, because they provide the value to the delivery, because that is required by the organization.
You have no need to create data center people like controllers is there. So you can put their data center, no need to take care of the security, they will take care of it. We don't have to worry about it. These are commodity items now available.
Today, managing outsourcing is not that difficult as in the previous years, but it's again become very professional. And if you talk about cloud is also sort of outsourcing,
Yeah.
When I are having, I think everybody, most of the people, there's 70-60% of your cloud. That's a bit of outsourcing. And today we have professional people who really handle it, you don't have to bother much.
Then
Just like all of us, depending upon what kind of OSs that our applications are, we always take OEM support in 3 and 4. We take it as an SA, service assurance. Microsoft gives services, cloud operators give those services. Even if you're on Azure, you have to buy the premium hours to get that support. So typically organizations are taking L3 for support on the OEM itself, so that they do not get burdened with the skill set and the cost to attract talent. But that's also a trend.
Thank you.
Where it's just going to increase. So what is the commoditization of technology and commoditization of services really pushing the market and the consumer behaviors is utilization. With more compute coming, with more bandwidth, internet bandwidth coming, with more, I would say, millions coming into the workforce and into the consumption and the economy, you'll have more consumption. What has been said about India that it's a consuming class, consuming country. We're going to say consumption not only in the white goods, FMCG, we're going to say consumption increasing in the services sector. With the demographics of the country, which is 65% of the population is under 30 years of age, it's a very, very young country, and the way that these young minds work and the behavior is going to drive more technology in transmission consumptions. Typically, it will be more personalized world. It will be more personalized. Today we have one set of application that comes on either the Android or iOS or Windows platform. It's going to get more personalized. I'll have my set of application because I use it in a different way. Umesh could have his own same set of applications. Say for example, if we both Amazon users, he'll have a different personalized set of experience coming on the Amazon app compared to me. This will drive more development, more consumptions, more jobs, and the jobs, which is again a big question mark when it comes to India, because of the skill deficit of people that are coming out from colleges and schools and the industry requirement, and AI and ML will need up L1 level jobs. Skill set and AI will be used more to upgrade and bridge that gap. More personalized application delivery and consumption will drive more demands from cloud operators, technology providers, new technology providers putting in, and consumption patterns increasing. What is estimated is that by 2025 there will be 20 billion devices, mobile devices, being consumed. These consumption patterns will drive more consumption and more technology integration. So we're going to see a hyper state of consumption in the next 3 to 5 years time, and there will be more work. CIO as a title, and as rightly said by the eminent panelists, was a 5 years old title. It's more transformation, it's more digitization, and the pace, whosoever is at the pace and maintain that pace of delivery and transformation are the one who's going to survive, are the one who's going to add business value to their organizations. And that's how these consumption pattern and consumption economics will transform and grow.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Porter. So the next question is, let me involve Mr. Upkar Singh also. He's waiting for a long time. Mr. Singh, you are working in financial domain, which is mainly a service industry. How do you see social media can play an important role in new product development and service improvements?
Yeah, thank you very much, Enterprise IT World, for inviting me here, and Mr. Mittal for the nice introduction. As I am from BFSI industry, and yes, transformation I think is the primary factor in financial domain. So if you see, the financial or any transformation in a way has come a long way. If I compare, any organization, right, with a full loaded bus, so transformation journey has come so long way that, being, loaded bus, having driver as a CEO, and all the passengers considered as the different stakeholders of that organization, driving to a journey, growth journey. So CIO role or a CTO role as a transformation role has evolved from a back seat passenger to a middle seat passenger, then a front seat passenger, then to a navigator, and in many such cases now a driver as well.
Let me start with the topics evolving role of CIO. In 80s, early 80s, there was no concept of CIO. It was basically when I started, I was EDP officer. It was EDP officer, EDP manager, then it came to systems manager, and much later I started with chief information officer. But again, today CIO or chief information officer is also passed. It should be, since if we talk about CIO transformation, evolving of CIO in today's world, so I think we should reconsider CIO as CTO, not Chief Technology Officer, but Chief Transformation Officer. That's very important. The word information is not valid today. It was valid till, say maybe 5-6 years back, but the main role of CIO was to just manage the information, manage the data center, okay, and just, keeping the numbers together. Today CIO is an integral part of business transformation, your management decisions and strategy planning. About maybe 5 to 6 years back, maybe not 10 years back, IT used to be a supplement of the business. Okay, you have a business, okay, we also have IT to enable it. Today it's other way around. It's the entire business, maybe from naval to airplane and any field. It revolves around IT. IT is the main focal point. So you can say is a manual, it's rather a human interactive thing. So these things play a very, very important role. And we may say IoT has developed for machine learning is for automation is there, but still to implement that at the ground level, I think Mr. Vipul is also from steel industry, you may appreciate that. Bringing these technologies at work to the ground shop level is not that easy, you see. So that's a big challenge, and it will be evolving with time, maybe another couple of years.
Vipul, you want to add to what Mr. Gupta has said about this?
Yeah, I think I agree to what Dr. Gupta mentioned, and for industries like our industry, and likewise all the industries who have been investing in technologies for years and ages, this is the time when you have to transform. And transforming to the new age technologies, we call digital transformation, or we also talk about digital disruption, is a Herculean task, and CIOs have to do it. No one else other than CIO can do a digital transformation in your organization. All others can only collaborate with you or can only keep on demanding from you. So therefore, you have to stay connected with your stakeholders, convince them, put the right technologies in the right time, and then hive off with the old technologies. And the biggest problem which Dr. Gupta was also mentioning is in India, we Indians are very fond of retaining the legacy. We want to keep the old things. Even the newspapers in the house we keep stacking. We don't want to sell. We want to refer them later on. And all the various engines like Purane ko bech do and all what is it, OLX engines have come up to sell old things. People are still keeping their old things, and same is the case with technologies. So the old